Now let me get this straight. You make my cousin this luxurious bed, and I have to sleep in this bed? Come on. It's so plain compared to my cousin's bed. Do you really think that that's fair? Okay, well, I didn't think it was fair, so I remade Briar Beauty's bed. And I am actually really happy with how it came out. I'd love to show you guys what I did, and then I'll do a couple shout outs at the end and ask you for your thoughts. So actually the first thing I worked on in Briar Beauty's bed remake was her blanket, because I always feel like if I can make a great blanket, then everything else will fall into place. So I bought this little rosebud hairband and these little black fabric roses from Offray, and had also bought some new trim. This looks like a pink zebra print trim. This is an old black ribbon I had. This is the fabric I used in Briar Beauty's previous bed, and this is a brand new piece of craft fabric which came in the felt section, but it reminds me of the top part of Briar's outfit, and it also was reasonably priced at $1.47. So first I cut a rectangle of her pink fabric, and I'm going to hot glue carefully the sides so that there's no ugly edge. Next, I'm going to lay it against the craft fabric, fold it over, and hot glue it across the top. Once I've done that, I'm going to add the pink zebra trim in the middle. Then I am adding the black ribbon trim on top. Then I'm taking these black fabric roses that I showed you, and I'm hot gluing those to the points where the pink fabric intersect, like so. I think that looks quite nice. And then I ripped off the rosebud from the hairpin piece of it, and I'm hot gluing that to the middle. And I'm hot gluing a piece of beautiful black lace trim to the bottom of the blanket. And then because I felt like there was a harsh line between the black ribbon and the zebra print ribbon, I'm adding this piece of silver trim you may recognize from Darling Charming's bed. And then finally, these edges here on top look a little frayed, so to cover that up, I'm taking this bridal ribbon and I'm going to hot glue that over the edges. So now my blanket is done, and I'm actually very, very, very happy with it. Next, I made her pillow. So I started off with the rectangle of gator print felt, and I'm adding a top and bottom trim to it. I had this beautiful pink rosette that I thought perhaps I could hot glue in the middle, but then it interfered with the blanket, so I had to start over. Instead, I bought a bling monogram bee for Briar, and that bee fits nicely in my new rectangle, and I made it into a pillow and added a tiny little pink fabric rose. The bed itself actually is 2 smooth foam blocks. This smooth foam block I got from Poppy O'Hare's old bed, and this was from Briar's old bed. So I'm just breaking apart beds here, and I'm hot gluing one on top of the other, which I have done here. Briar's old blanket was this satin black fabric with rosettes on it, and I decided I wanted her to have a true bed of roses, so I hot glued that on top of the bed. And I hot glued more of the black lace trim around the edge of the bed, bottom edge, to look like a bed skirt. To cover up the unsightly middle piece, I hot glued on the pink zebra print trim, some more of the bridal ribbon on top of the pink zebra trim, and then I took Melody Piper's silver on black trim, and I hot glued that between the zebra print ribbon and the bed skirt ribbon, because Briar, after all, is a bit edgy and likes to party. For her headboard, I got this idea from the bed that came with her Throne Coming set. Her footboard in this bed is like cutouts, thorn cutouts, and Briar, the word briar means thorns and brambles, so I wanted to create a headboard that was full of thorns and brambles. So I got out a couple dowel rods and I had this frame cut out and I will be painting it black. And from shopping for Christmas decor, I found this bunch of Christmas, I'll call them Christmas brambles because they look like thick silver thorny branches. And I'm going to be hot gluing those to the back of the frame. And then when you turn the frame around, it's going to look like a bunch of brambles going in between the frame. So I'm just kind of filling it in and letting the brambles curve naturally. And now we are just about done. And so once I hot glued everything into the pattern I wanted, I took more of the pink fabric roses from Ofray. I also use these in Rosabella Beauty's bed. And I'm just going to hot glue those to the brambles to give it a really beautiful briar rose trellis type of pattern. Then I hot glued that to 2 of the black dowel rods, and that'll be her headboard. 2 more black dowel rods, took those, painted those black, and wound a piece of the Christmas bramble around each one, and hot glued more fabric roses to those to look like roses are climbing up the bedposts. I also did that for Rosabella's bed. This here is a fairy garden miniature gate, and I thought this would be a beautiful footboard, but it had to be repainted. So I repainted it black and silver, and I'm adding more of the Christmas brambles between each of the posts there so that I can give it a very thorny sort of look. And now I've hot glued the footboard and the headboard on, but you can see the poles are still a bit unfinished of the footboard. And this is now the headboard. And excuse the mess in the back. This is my crafting area, but you guys have told me that it's okay to look at it. So to finish off the poles on the footboard, I got these embellishments from Recollections, these beautiful fuchsia and pink roses, and this rhinestone sheet of stickers. And I added the stickers to the headboard around the margins and added some of the pink roses to the corners. And so we are ready to finish off the bed. So let's put on the pillow. Oh, by the way, I ended up putting the rosette onto the footboard, which was my little girl's suggestion, and I took it because I want her to feel like she's part of the creative process. So let's put on the pillow and let's finish it off with the blanket. And voila! That's more like it. I really like how Briar Beauty's bed turned out. What do you guys think? Now let's see how Briar goes with her new bed. Actually, I think she goes quite nicely with her new bed, and the whole thing is really dreamy and princessy and in exactly her color scheme. Well, I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below, and now let's do some shout-outs. Shout out to Karina Torres and Peridot TGG. Thanks for watching my videos, and hope you like this bed.
Bye.